is WCIA 3 News at 6.
An investigation is underway after someone stole more than a dozen guns from a shooting range in Macon County. Good evening, I'm Jen Lask. The owner of the Bullet Trap, an indoor rifle and pistol shooting range in Macon, says more than 15 firearms, mostly handguns, were stolen. Sheriff's deputies say they saw the front door of the business had been broken this morning and a gate inside the store was damaged. They're asking anyone in Macon with doorbell or surveillance cameras to check their footage for suspicious cars or people between 4:30 and 6:30 a.m. Tonight at 10, WCIA speaks to nearby businesses about the investigation that's unfolding. The Sangamon County Coroner's Office is investigating after a man was found dead last night. 48-year-old John Sandoval was pronounced dead around 10:30 at his home near 3rd and Madison. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow morning. Springfield police are also investigating. Like the people that live in them, many towns and cities lost major sources of income during the pandemic. Now, those local governments are trying to build budgets and making big cuts in the process. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey spoke with city leaders across central Illinois about how they are moving forward.
Nearly every source of income for cities and towns in Illinois took a hit during COVID, and it's left city finance directors like Champaign's Kay Neese with tough decisions to make in their budgets.
This is the result of decrease in many of our revenues, including sales tax revenue, income tax revenue, hotel, motel, food and beverage.
Cities are getting creative to fix these budget problems. Some aren't filling job vacancies. Others aren't buying new equipment for their departments. But these are just temporary fixes. And the mayor of Decatur said that the time for these Band-Aid approaches is almost over.
So you can't cut those things out or cut them back very far before people really start feeling the pain of them.
Mayor Julie Moore-Wolf is looking to Washington for more help on this one. She said the money that's already been allocated is difficult to get because of the rules the state set up around the federal money. Springfield is expecting to be down just over $5 million. To keep that number down, City Finance Director Bill McCarty said they aren't filling job openings.
As they leave, we're just not backfilling those positions if at all possible. There are some critical positions that need to be backfilled, but by and large, our departments have done a really good job of leaving vacancies vacant.
Champaign is in a hiring freeze as well. The city is expecting to be short nearly $5 to $6 million as well. In Decatur, Moore-Wolf works with other mayors a lot to try and figure out ways to handle the problem. But this is unlike anything she has ever dealt with.
You have a tornado in your community, other towns around you come to the rescue. If you have a hurricane and you're in Louisiana, other states come to the rescue. There is no one to come to the rescue of American cities.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Many Illinois towns are even worse off than the bigger cities. A survey from the Illinois Municipal League found that nearly 90% of municipalities across the state expect huge revenue loss. The median shortfall was between 20 to 30% of the city or town's budgets. Every 10 years, the United States conducts a census, and with just weeks until the deadline, people in Champaign County are trying to ensure everyone is counted. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays has more on what's at stake.
City leaders are hitting the ground and urging the community to fill out the census.
I'm noticing a lot of positive energy about it.
They say that enthusiasm increases once people know just how important it is.
It's used for the number of representatives that are allocated to a region. So it's used for how many House of Representatives we have in the state of Illinois. The second thing that it's used for is to allocate the amount of federal dollars.
It determines how much money is allocated to our community for services, social services, for health clinics, SNAP and WIC benefits.
But Urbana City Council member Mary Alice Wu says she has noticed something stopping people from filling out the form.
Some people are afraid of filling out the census. They're afraid that somebody can locate them. Their information is protected by federal law, whether or not you're a citizen, whether or not you're here studying for school. We need an exact count of people where they would live on April 1st, 2020. Even if they went home after the pandemic and the university was closed, you should be counted in the place that you normally would be.
They say there's an easy way to get it done right now.
It's a quick and easy online form. It should take about 5 minutes or less. and that is by far the quickest way to do it.
In Urbana, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Right now, you have until the end of September to complete the census. Those city leaders plan to be at Urbana's Market Square every Saturday throughout the month. A former ComEd vice president has been charged with bribery conspiracy. That's the first criminal charge tied to the federal probe. Fidel Marquez is accused of soliciting jobs, contracts, and payments to benefit House Speaker Mike Madigan and his associates to influence legislation that helped ComEd. House Republicans are calling for an inquiry by the House Investigative Panel, and more than half a dozen Democrats have already called on Madigan to resign. Madigan has not been charged and maintains he's innocent. The state's richest man is putting up $20 million to fight Governor Pritzker's proposed graduated income tax. Ken Griffin is the owner of the hedge fund Citadel, and he made sure the upcoming vote will be one of the most expensive campaigns this year. Griffin's contribution is more than a third of what Governor Pritzker contributed to the other side.
We had a Wall Street billionaire just write a check for $20 million to try to influence the voters of Illinois to convince them that Wall Street billionaires shouldn't pay more taxes.
Governor Pritzker argues there is no better time to do this since low-income workers impacted by the virus won't have their taxes raised. The state released the finalists for the next round of marijuana dispensary licenses. There are 75 licenses up for grabs, but they will only be spread across 21 applicants since many made the lottery in different regions. Lawmakers are not happy with the outcome. They say the companies that are in the lottery are not actually social equity applicants.
This is just a pure punch in the gut. And the administration screwed us. They screwed small businesses. They screwed the real social equity applicants.
A couple of applicants already sued the state, looking to stop the process. And Representative Chris Welch wants to delay the lottery until after veto session in November. Illinois health officials reported more than 2,800 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 today. They've also reported an additional 23 deaths, which brings the state's total to more than 248,000 cases and more than 8,100 deaths. This comes one day after a backlog of tests added more than 5,000 cases to statewide totals. Spending Labor Day on a lake is a tradition for many families. Springfield officials aren't expecting that to change this year, but they are giving some extra warnings. The director of the Sangamon Public Health Department is worried people will relax too much this weekend, and it could cause a spike in COVID-19 cases. The region's positivity rate is slowly dropping after a couple of weeks in the warning level, but officials are reminding people not to get too comfortable.
I don't think we're used to having people at your home, your backyard, you know, barbecues, friends' houses, and masks, but it's really the only way to ensure you don't expose other people and they don't expose you.
The city is preparing to have more people at Lake Springfield than usual. Since travel is limited, they expect people who would normally leave town to be out and about in Springfield. Still to come on WCIA 3 News at 6, what you need to know if you're planning on going out for food or drinks near U of I's campus this weekend.
And it's a beautiful start to our Labor Day weekend with temperatures right on target where we should be, with temperatures into the low 80s. But we do have some precipitation in the forecast. I'll be tracking those storms right after this.